haven't seen Love and Hip Hop Miami, then you're missing out because this is honestly the best season yet. But don't worry because I'm here to fill you in on everything that went down on last night's episode. So the episode first kicks off with Trina's cousin Bobby. He's the openly gay rapper, and we're introduced to his relationship with a man named Jeffrey. Jeffrey and Bobby seem to really be in love, and Jeffrey's just like, I just want you to promise me that we will be open to the world about our relationship and there will be no holding back. But, however, we think they're so happy, but later on in the episode we find out things aren't always what they seem. Next, Pleasure P comes to the scene, and he's kind of struggling with some things because he really is having a hard time dealing with Shay, but he loves her. But he's struggling also because, his ex-girlfriend Gabby came back into the picture, so he really don't know what to do. His boys are like, it seems like Gabby's an opportunist because she's coming in at a time when she knows Pretty Ricky is getting back together, versus Shay, who's always been there to ride for him despite all the recent issues that happened with, Shay and Pretty Ricky. So Michelle, the publicist, ends up meeting with Jess and her friend Malik. Now, Malik is a publicist as well. However, they always think that Michelle and Malik are together, but they're nowhere near together. And Michelle's kind of frustrated because she's like, I can't get a man if everyone thinks we're together. But Malik lives for this because he's actually gay, but he's not open. So when people think that they're together, it gives him, makes him feel a little bit better because he's not ready to be open with the world. Now, this is when things get a little messy because Malik actually meets up with Bobby's boyfriend, the one we talked about earlier, Jeffrey. They meet up, and turns out they actually dated years ago. Now, they broke up because Malik wasn't ready to be open with the world, versus Jeffrey, he wanted to, take things to the next level. Now, when they meet back up, you can clearly see there's still chemistry there, and they're honestly both in love with each other. Malik says, he's ready to be with him, but doesn't want to hurt him, and they end up kissing, which is a very big thing for Malik. They were in public in a straight club. So Malik, that was a big step for him. So now it seems like things aren't as happy as they were with Bobby and Jeffrey. So I guess we'll have to see how this plays out in the storyline. Prince is another party promoter / publicist in the Miami scene who's trying to take Michelle's spot. Him and Michelle are basically on the same level. Now, Prince is at an event where his girlfriend keeps blowing up his phone. Like, she's calling him at least 11 times, 35 text messages, and he's like, you know what, I cannot deal with this. She ends up popping up at the event later on when it was all over, and she says, I don't know what's going on, but you need to start answering my phone calls. He's like, you know what, this is my job, and you two need to respect it because I have to appear single. So they have a whole bunch of insecurity problems within their relationship. Now we're introduced to JoJo. JoJo is a rich business owner in Miami. She kind of reminds me how Miss Nikki Baby is in Hollywood. Her family is very diverse. So she wants to open up a boutique, but her father gave her the ultimatum. Her father is a big businessman in Mexico, and he runs a lot of businesses. So he wanted her to be a lawyer. She didn't want to be a lawyer. She's a huge celebrity stylist. So when she wants to open up her boutique, her father gave her the option, either you're going to open it up in 6 months and I help you finance it, or you're not going to take it at all. So she gets her business together and she is putting together a grand opening. However, she just wants both of her parents to be there. Her parents are going through a separation. It's a really nasty one because her mom is upset because her father will not give her any money and she can't live on her own. And it's just a whole bunch of chaos. Meanwhile, Pleasure P and Shay meet up, and Shay basically apologizes for all her wrongdoings that she did in the situation, how she came bucking at Pretty Ricky, and he definitely acknowledges that what he did was wrong and talks about the steps moving forward. He did say that he wants Blue to apologize to Shay, and Shay's all for it, so they should be meeting on later on in that episode. Now, Pleasure P also kind of tells us in his confessional, he's really not sure what to do. He wants to be with Shay, and he's going to keep pursuing that until he figures out what he wants to do with Gabby. Now, Steph and Amara meet up, and Steph basically gives her the tea on everything that happened with Veronica in Hollywood. And Amara's pretty upset because she's like, how can you be my friend? And how can you be loyal to me, but you took the offer of going on a date for an apology? So fast forward to the grand opening of JoJo's boutique. It's a huge grand opening, and Amara and Stephanie are there. Then Veronica shows up, but she brings someone. She brings young Hollywood to go ahead and kill two birds with one stone and have him apologize to Amara, but still be on the date. Now, when he apologizes to Amara, he's not really giving a real apology. He's saying, I'm sorry, it was a misunderstanding. And she's like, can you really be this serious? Then he calls her ignorant and says she's tripping. So Amara is fed up. She says, I'm not dealing with this racism that we face as Afro-Latinas. So I honestly stand with Amara, because no man should talk to women like that or say anything of that nature that's that disrespectful. So the episode ends on a pretty bad note. Now, Shay and Pleasure, go out because Pretty Ricky is being celebrated for an award. And as they're out, Blue actually apologizes to Shay, and they seem to be great. Like, Blue's like, I know you're going to be part of the family, so I'm going to just go ahead and cut these bad bloods with you. Then Shay goes gets us something to eat, but guess who pops in? Gabby ends up walking up on Pleasure, and Blue's like, oh, this is not going to be good. So Pleasure takes Gabby outside to talk, and Gabby's like, I just wanted to surprise you because I want you to know that I still support you, giving him that type of rundown. Next thing you know, Shay's coming back to the table. Blue's trying to stop her from going outside to get Pleasure. And then when Shay sees the girl, she ends up throwing something at her head, and the episode's end just like that. So next episode should be crazy. But be sure to check back next week for another recap, and go on thepettypunch.com for your latest entertainment and gossip news.